Three Corners is just your average small town, standing on the banks of a flood-prone river with a large pub anchoring the village at a once famous three-way intersection. Now it's simply convenient, as people chase the country dream, the country lifestyle, just not the unceasing agricultural workload. Population 2,000-ish. But like all small towns, scratch the surface and you'll be surprised at what you find underneath. In that sense, Three Corners is really no different to any other small town I know, except perhaps for some of the characters you might meet. Council Clean-Up Day. Council Clean-Up Day at Three Corners was a street shopper's delight. And Morrie, who lived on the outer rim of the town, looked forward to it more than Christmas every year. His house was a 1930s concrete bungalow and was always immaculate. The lawn neatly clipped, the bromeliads flowering, the lavender trim, even the ivy kept to its frame, not daring to divert from its intended topiary. There was a small white-painted bird bath in the centre and a bird feeder sat in the branches of a jacaranda that was always first to bloom in the valley, a seasonal marker that summer had begun. Out the back, though, behind the 7-foot-high wrought iron gate, was a scavenger's heaven. A 3-bay garage that never held a car, but it had every appliance known to humankind in 40 years housed within its walls. There were bits and pieces of furniture, lounges, antiques, a ton of tins from his ukulele-making days, seashells and fence palings. Everything there was ready to be used again, valuable, just waiting for a second chance. There were wheels of wire and old-school seats. If you needed to make a treehouse, playhouse or a billy cart, you always went to Morrie's. Although there were no spare parts for cars, there was a rumour that hidden underneath the grave of bathtubs in the far left corner, a rusty yellow Mini still stood. Many a new homeowner got their start with a lawnmower from Morrie. He was the go-to guy on a weekend when you ran out of whippersnipper coil and the hardware store was closed. If you needed advice on what glue to use, if something was repairable, how to change a washer, install a septic, how to enamel or turn a bowl, you went to Morrie. He would refuse all payment, just happy to tinker and help, accepting the odd jar of jam in return for the handmade lemonade stand for the primary school. So on Clean-Up Day, the village of Three Corners paid homage to their handyman in the only way they could. On the side of the road was the usual rubbish stacks, sewing machines and broken IKEA dreams, fridges and TVs outmoded and upgraded. And then there were the gifts for Morrie. A gramophone, an old reel-to-reel, hardware bought in the fervour of a renovation left idle or well-intentioned. Morrie would set his alarm earlier than usual and trawl the streets before dawn. He'd greet the slow, ghostly procession of costumed night walkers who would relinquish their ownership of the streets. The dog walkers would smile and nod, help lift and sift, and occasionally, coyly, point out something special. He rented a van especially for the day and would ferry his findings methodically, packing paint tins and piles of tiles, carpet remnants and old drills, and, treasure of treasure, wooden cut-offs. From these cut-offs, Morrie would slowly compile a wooden picture using every possible scrap. A valley scene, a news event, a commemoration or celebration, all played out in a carefully compiled cheeseboard. They were works of art, practical, sought after, given and received with the greatest of gratitude. A small gift from a big heart that gave and gave and gave every day, except one. Council Clean-Up Day, when Three Corners was able to give back. Today's episode of Three Corners was produced by our maestro,
Postie,
and featured the spelt-like tones of Jack, For more stories, go to hittheroadjack.com.au or subscribe to the Three Corners podcast.